Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Hey guys, 3D Crypto here. Hope everyone's doing well. And guys, in today's video, I'm going to be speaking about some miner projects on the Binance Smart Chain. A lot of my subscribers have reached out to me via YouTube and social media and asked me to speak about these miners on the Binance Smart Chain that are performing so well. And because of their performances, there's new assets being added to these miner programs on a daily basis. So guys, without further ado, and let me get into these mining projects. So guys, all of these mining projects live on the Binance Smart Chain, the ones that I'm going to speak about anyway. And the original miner platform was BNB Miner.finance. And this miner started at the back end of March of this year. So almost 6 months this miner has been running for. And it's such a simple concept. Basically, you get paid 3% of your miner value every single day. So whatever your miners are worth, you will get 3% back off that in the cryptocurrency you invest into. So for example, if I was to put 1 BNB, I would get back 140,000 miners. And then whatever 140,000 miners are worth, which at this moment in time will be worth 0.1 BNB, would be 1 BNB, I would get back 3% of that 1 BNB every single day. So that is basically the brief summary of what the miner platform is. These platforms all run the same way, all of the same mechanics, no rug pulls or liquidity drains of any miner platform as of today. If we look at the BNB balance within this platform, and you look, this started back in March and it didn't have a lot of traction. But for the last, I would say, especially BNB miner, for the last, I want to say 3 weeks, it's had a lot of traction, and that's because a lot of people are talking about BNB Miner now. Stunner Breezy has been speaking about this. A lot of other YouTubers have been speaking about BNB Miner. And if we go back to when those first type of influencers and YouTubers started to speak about BNB Miner, you see that the balance within the contract has just been rising, showing no signs of slowing down. And if you look at the platform now, over $2.5 million is within the BNB miner contract. That's 6,700 BNB, and it's rising every single day. So guys, as I mentioned, all of these platforms, they live on the Binance Smart Chain, so you do need MetaMask configured, and you will need to connect these sites with your MetaMask configured wallet to the Binance Smart Chain. Then once you do that, you will basically be allowed to go ahead and buy these miners. So bear in mind, anything that you put into these contracts, they stay within the contract, and then you only get the 3% back on a daily basis. So I'm going to go ahead and put in 0.1 BNB into BNB Miner.finance. Don't worry about links. I will leave all the links down below. And obviously, it will yield me a certain amount of miners in return. So give it a few seconds. This is the Binance Smart Chain. It is cheap to interact and it is quick to interact. So you can see down there, I have 14,000 miners now working for me. So I will get back 3% of whatever 14,000 miners are worth every single day. And at the moment, 14,000 miners are worth 0.1 BNB. So I'm getting back basically 0.1 BNB, 3% of that on a daily basis. And once this timer hits 0, it will tell me how much BNB I have accumulated in my barrel, and I will basically be given the option to pocket my BNB. If I wish to, I can go ahead and compound. That is the key to all of these platforms. Any miner platform you get into, you shouldn't be thinking about pocketing BNB. You should not think about taking out the asset. What you should think about is compounding. Compounding basically means any BNB, for example, in BNB Miner, you have accumulated, you can basically compound it and add to your miner amount. And you can do that before the 24-hour period. So let's say within an hour's time, you've made some BNB, you can hit compound. As soon as you've hit compound, the amount of miners you have now increases, which in turn increases your 3% daily. So the aim of the game is basically to have more miners than anyone else, or to basically keep ahead of everyone else in the amount of miners you currently own. More miners equals more 3% every day. And obviously, as we all know, compound interest, the way it works is it will very quickly spiral upwards and you will have a lot of miners. And then you can start playing strategies where you might want to withdraw a certain amount per day and compound the rest. And obviously, when it comes to things like strategy, heading over to the BNB Miner Telegram, over 5,000 members there to discuss different strategies regarding BNB Miner. And obviously, do follow the Twitter to be notified of the latest announcements by BNB Miner. The reason you should follow these Twitter channels is obviously BNB Miner was the first of its kind that kind of blew up on the Binance Smart Chain, and then off that, more assets are added to other BNB to other miner contracts. So, for example, here you can see Cake Miner. Cake Miner is made by a different dev team, but it's the same contract, it's the same code, it's all verified. There's no way to do a liquidity pool or a rug pull. Everything works as it should. You can go on BSC scan, check everything out. The great thing with these contracts, as we saw in BNB Miner Farm, is that it could be slow for a few days, but then it will build up, because once the cake, for example, is in this contract, there's over $1 million worth of cake in Cake Miner. Once it's in there, you've got to make a choice. Do you want to just take out your 3% daily and be done with the contract? And basically, as you withdraw, you're going to be earning less of that 3% because other people around you are going to be overtaking you because they're compounding. So you think of all of these minor platforms as a race where you want to stay ahead of everyone else around you. Because the more you stay ahead, the larger your share of miners is going to be worth. And the larger your share of miners are worth, the bigger your 3% return will be. So, for example, in this one, in Cake Miner, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and improve. I want to spend one cake. It does take a few seconds, so bear in mind, make sure it gets approved before entering the cake amount you wish to put forward to get miners. So if you can see down there, my one cake amount was approved to spend. I'm going to put one cake in there to get some miners, and you can see from there, I'm going to go ahead and get some miners for my one cake. It will take a few seconds, it will refresh, and then it will tell you. As you can see, I now have 22 miners that are mining me cake every single day. So this is a very straightforward way of showing that one cake earned me 22 miners. Those 22 miners, as they go up in value, they're going to be worth more cake. So they could be worth 2 cake. So I'm going to be earning 3% of 2 cake every single day. And then I can compound, increase the amount of miners. I can increase the amount of miners I have by either compounding or adding fresh funds. And it doesn't stop with just BNB and Cake. There's now a Rex miner. Rex miner is very new. So BNB miner has been out for 6 months. It's tried and tested. And off that, you've got now Cake miner and Rex miner. These have only been out for literally, some of these have only been out for hours. You can see this in Rex miner. I've got 3,777 miners. I'm going to be getting 3% of what those miners are worth. And those miners are currently worth around about 200,000 Rex. When I got into this platform, I got those miners for 100,000. So I've 2x'd my investment, plus I'm getting 3% back. And you can see now I'm compounding. So I had a certain amount of Rex mined, 765. I hit compound, even though I've got 20 hours left until my mine was able to be kind of, I could withdraw from a minor amount. And you'll give it a few seconds, you will see my mined Rex goes to 0, and it's basically gone ahead and used all my mined Rex to increase the number of miners that I now have. So where I had 3,777 miners worth approximately 200,000 Rex, it should increase. Now if I refresh this page, because sometimes it does get stuck on the numbers, but if you find that you've compounded, you've bought into these miners and the numbers haven't updated, give it a few seconds. If it doesn't update, then you can just go ahead and press the refresh button. And then what that does is it will just kind of reset everything within on the page basically, and it'll update everything in real time. So if I'll refresh that, you see 3,795 miners, and my mind went back to 0, but I've already earned 3 REX in the time being. So this just shows you the power of miner platforms, and these are blowing up. They're on all different types of blockchains. As I mentioned, I'm only focusing on Binance Smart Chain ones because I found those are the ones which have the largest community. Those are the ones where it's very easy to go to PancakeSwap and pick up the tokens required, whether it be BNB, whether it be Cake, in this case Rex, and the other farm miners I'm going to talk about in a second. But they are like kind of things like Hex Miner on the Polygon network. There's Ethereum miners again on the Polygon network, but I prefer to concentrate solely on the Binance Smart Chain. You can see the contract balance. You've got 43 million REX within the REX Miner contract, and it's only been at 24 hours since REX Miner came out. So it's amazing to see the potential that these miner platforms have and where they're going on like an hourly basis. And this just shows you kind of what is possible. The reason I mentioned REX Miner is because I've done a lot of REX Miner videos previously. But obviously, the one we were all waiting for, it's only been about maybe 10 hours, 12 hours since it got released. And that is the BTCB miner, the Bitcoin miner. This is kind of like the end game for miners. This is what everyone was waiting for. It's finally happened. You're using wrapped BTC on the Binance Smart Chain to mine. And the platform itself, as everything else, works flawlessly. It's the same code, it's the same contract, and already we can see in the contract we almost have 7 BTCB within the contract, 7 Bitcoin. And when you think of what Bitcoin price is now and where it has been and price appreciation, you can see almost $300,000, and it's only been less than 24 hours. That's the power of these miner platforms, because people go in, they want to get in quickly, they want to get in early, they want to compound, they want to keep their miners ahead of everyone else. You can see there I've got 0.0001 Bitcoin. I'm going to go ahead and compound. I'm going to get that 0.001 Bitcoin, and I'm going to go ahead and increase the amount of miners I have. So where I had 1,391, I now have 1,397 Bitcoin miners. I am basically printing Bitcoin with these miners. And obviously, because these miners are attached to cryptocurrencies, if Bitcoin goes up, my whole investment into into the Bitcoin miner goes up. So I and everyone else thinks Bitcoin is the gold standard. Then if you've got a printer for Bitcoin, you are in the right place, basically. Another miner that I am in and is the BUSD minter. So this is another miner. They call it the BUSD minter, but it's the same contract, the same code, the same mechanics. It works exactly as everything else I've mentioned, like the BNB miner, the Cake miner, the Bitcoin miner, the Rex miner. It works exactly the same way. You go ahead and you use a stable coin. In this case, it's BUSD because it's on the Binance Smart Chain. You go ahead and you enter how much of that asset you're willing for the contract to spend on your behalf. So in this case, I'm going to put in $20. I'm going to approve it, so the contract is able to spend 20 BUSD on my behalf. And with a stable coin, it has pros and cons. The cons are there is no price appreciation of your asset, but the pros are you don't have to worry about depreciation of assets. You don't worry about anything else. It's stable coin in, stable coin out. And you can see down here, I'm going to go ahead and hire 92 miners for 20 BUSD for $20. So in return, as it currently stands, my miners are going to be worth $20 because I've just purchased them. I'm going to be getting 3% of $20 every single day. If the contract balance goes up, my miners are going to be worth more. They could be worth $40. And now I'm getting $40 3% worth of $40 every single day. And that doesn't take into account compounding. So the return is 3% daily, which equates to roughly just under 1100% APR. You're not going to find these type of APRs anywhere else apart from these miner contracts. These are community contracts. There is an element of like a certificate of deposit within these contracts where you go ahead and you put all your asset into the contract, and then it drips it back to you at 3% daily, and you get to compound. And compounding is the key. So if you go to the BUSD Minter site, it will talk all about strategies, about staying ahead of the curve, not just sitting on the amount of miners you have and letting it be. It is all about getting as many miners as you can as quick as possible. And as a rule of thumb, if you compound for 30 days in any of these miner programs, and even if the asset doesn't appreciate, you will 3x on your investment. So just bear that in mind. First 30 days, just go for all out compounding and get as many miners as possible. So guys, these are the miners that are running at the moment. These miners are the ones that I am currently concentrating on. So quickly, it's going to be the BNB miner, which is the gold standard for miner platforms. It is the OG. It is the one with the most funds in there. You can see 6,733 BNB and growing. You can see from just the few seconds that I've been in there that I've already got 0.0003 BNB, which I can use to compound, or I can withdraw after 24 hours. So BNB is the gold standard. Cake Miner, if you're on the Binance Smart Chain, it's a no-brainer. It's giving you better APYs than Pancake Swap or any other farm you might be in. So that's a no-brainer. And Rex Miner, I've spoken about the Rex platform many times on my channel. So if you're in the Rex platform and you know about things like T-Rex and that increases your APY, if you don't have a T-Rex, then use the Rex miner, because that will give you 3% daily as opposed to 1 to 2% daily in Rex staking. So it gives you more flexibility. And then obviously you've got, in my opinion, the end game miner. This is the Bitcoin miner. This is the one that I'm going to go into very, very kind of like hard, because I can see this hitting 50 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin very, very quickly, because everyone wants to print Bitcoin, and this is the ultimate thing, the ultimate utility that you need to print Bitcoin. And then obviously for stables, if you want to get into a stable miner, the BUSD Minter is a no-brainer. It just takes out a lot of the fear about price fluctuations. So guys, I will leave the links down below to all of these miners, to the BNB miner, the Cake miner, the Rex miner, the Bitcoin miner, and of course the BUSD Minter as well. I will leave them all down below. If you guys have any questions or comments about any of these miner programs, or you've got some information, strategies you want to share with me, please do so down below in the comment section, or hit me up on any of my social medias. Guys, if you found this video informative and you've learned about the miners and the minters platforms and the Binance Smart Chain, please do leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified of my latest content. Most of these platforms I've spoken about, apart from the BNB miner platform and the BUSD Minter, are very, very new. They've only been out for literally days at most. And the Bitcoin miner has only been out for hours. So it's the perfect opportunity for you guys to get into these platforms, increase the amount of miners you have, stay ahead of the curve, and make some serious gains. Guys, as I always say, you work hard for your crypto, make that crypto work hard for you. And what better way than getting those assets, putting them to work, and making them print you more crypto? That concept to me is simply amazing. My dream has always been to find a Bitcoin printer, and I think, guys, that's exactly what we have found. So guys, I'll do some more follow-up videos to these mining programs shortly, but for the time being, guys, I'll leave all the information down below. Please do check it out. That's all from me today for today's video. Until next time, guys, take care.